Hello, everyone. John, you just joined and you are live, so be warned. Sorry about the technical difficulties. John, confirm that you can hear me.
There we go. There we go. No, I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Awesome. Okay, guys. Okay. Oh, I understand. So when I remove myself from this, how do I remove my face and still keep my sound?
Oh my goodness. StreamYard noob.
Okay, so this was the problem. Okay.
Yeah, you can. There's a bunch of different settings. You can click the full screen thing, and we can stay in, but you can remove our pictures out. Check it out. It's not that hard. It's super intuitive.
Okay, guys. I'm sorry. I'm working this out. I thought it was maybe a Firefox issue, but it actually wasn't.
No.
For once, hey. So yeah, I'm
Firefox is rock solid, dude.
I'll stay on Chrome. So where was I? Actually, I think I spoke to myself for quite a lot of time, but let's go back. I explained what we want to do, but we haven't started coding. So the first thing you need to do is start the compiler, which just watches for any changes. And it's very useful because it actually gives you errors. So when you make mistakes, the compiler tells you where the mistakes are pretty accurately normally. So let's start that. It's a reasonably fast compiler, so it won't take too long. And we can go back to the website. Yeah, it's because all the files were deleted. Don't worry, it'll come back.
Ooh.
Ooh. Just to introduce you, Mark's an old colleague and good friend. So
awesome. Hey, Mark, what's up?
Joining.
Hey, John. I think I met you once at UCT.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, you look familiar.
Yeah, I remember you were teaching me about the velocity of money.
Really? Yeah. Why was I doing that?
I heard that concept from you.
Oh my goodness!
That's something I would talk about.
I used to tutor economics, and I remember that was one thing we did at some point in economics. Money velocity.
Yeah, I remember it was in the courtyard.
Lekker.
Okay, I'm gonna put a little test comment here.
Reason, huh?
Yeah.
Can we not do this in assembly, Jason?
Yeah, I tried assembly at the beginning, but I didn't find it as fun, you know. So a little bit of explanation. This is a string, and in Reason everything's typed. So these components take strings. So you like in normal React, you just do this directly, right? But in these take React components. You have to turn this string into a React component. This is a shorthand I've created. The correct official documentation uses this. So actually, I think if I hover over this, it should tell you the alias.
So React.string is a function, and you're piping that string into the arguments of that function.
Yes. Actually, let me explain that better.
Yeah, that's what that arrow is. Jason made sure not to tell me for a long time, but that arrow means he's piping that thing in as an argument into the second thing.
So this, as an argument inside brackets, is the same as piping. So this thing on the left goes into the first argument of this function. And it's quite nice because you can pipe functions from one thing to the other. So you can chain them together. So I could take total, claimed, and available, pipe it to this option function, then pipe it to new function, So that's why I like that syntax. Anyway, I'm just checking that I'm in the right place, and I don't see it here, which means maybe I'm in the, oh, here we go. React string. Aha. So that's a problem. I need to put brackets around this. That should work. See, the compiler is really helpful. You should always have it just over here so you can see. And let's take a look. It's busy reloading. Oof, this might get frustrating then. We have to reload the data from 3 bucks every time.
What are you adding? You're adding things to the profile.
Yeah, so I wanted to explain. Let me go to my profile. Currently, you can only edit your profile and edit your deposit on an animal, which is totally unintuitive, right?
Yeah.
Like if I want to add deposits, I go to my profile. I don't go to an animal. So we're going to basically move these buttons onto the main screen over here.
Are you going to leave them on the animal too, or not?
No. That's a good question. I think for now we'll leave them on the animal. We don't actually have too much time. I don't want to go all night. So let's just try and get the sort of simple thing.
Come on, bro. 8-hour stream. I back you. That's how you get the followers.
Cool. So I'm going to find those buttons. Edit, I think. Edit button. Not that. What does it say on those buttons? I need to remind myself. Deposit. There we go. So there's one of them. Update deposit. Okay, not that. Let's go to profile instead. Oh, it would help if I could find them. Okay. Okay, this is the component. Oh, let's just find it. Okay, that's interesting. It's not there. Here it is. Found it. We can actually grab this, I guess, and put that on the user profiles. This was in the wrong place. I actually want it on the first column, so that's over here. Cool. So, quick explanation. Reason is a very strict language in that everything's an expression and the type of all parts of the expression have to be the same. So this expression, this whole thing is an expression, and the type of this expression is React component. So this branch of the React component has to be this, this branch of the expression has to also be a React component down here.
I.e. you can't if return a string, else return a Boolean, something like that.
Yeah, you can't do that. this will fail. It's failing here now. I need to define owned. But once I've defined owned, I'm going to look for owned. Control click. There we go. Oh, okay, no. Use patron. So I'm gonna, oops, there we go. Let's see how we do this. Oops. So we're gonna grab the current patron. No, that's not what I want. Let's go to user provider. So this is where we're gonna get user information. I'm sure I made a function like is current user or something. Okay, yeah, let's copy this. Go back to the profile here. Sorry, that's not what I wanted. Okay. So now we have this current user. Is it a string? No, it's an option. This is also my shorthand. This is basically turning it into an option, giving it a default value.
Or.
Yeah, but yeah, I won't go into that right now. Let's try and get some working code. I'll definitely explain that in a lot of detail in a future stream. Cool, so now this should be a string. Yes, it's a string. Let is current user. Oh wow, look at us. We're wasting a lot of time. Right over here, we've got this value. So let's use it. Cool. And we don't need these.
Jason, give us some thoughts while you do a bit of code. What can people look forward to in future streams?
Cool.
Are you doing Reason front end, or what's the plan?
So quickly, remember I mentioned these two have to be the same type. So here, it's expecting a type React element because this is a React element, but it's an integer. So that breaks the code. So let's remove that, and now we've got this is like a nothingness basically. Cool. So let's save. In future stream, we're gonna try and go right through the stack. So I would really enjoy it to go through smart contract work. We've got a big upgrade, so I'll definitely show you that. Then we've got a middle layer, the sort of data layer of wildcards called the graph. The graph, let's go here. This is where we query data about wildcards, which is really cool, and it's using GraphQL, which you'll also definitely learn and hear a lot about in future streams. And then there's one more tool that I think we're going to spend quite a lot of time with, which is very new for the Wildcard project. We actually only integrated it last
Asura.
A few days ago. So totally brand new. But basically it allows you to turn a Postgres database into a GraphQL backend. And it's got a lot of really cool features. So this is super exciting.
Sick. Well, yeah, I can definitely say I'm excited. I'm more of a smart contract and backend guy, so excited for those ones. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna head off and get cracking.
Thanks for joining us,
man. Oh, thanks for doing this. And flipping sweet.
Just let everyone know when you're gonna do your own stream.
Yes, yeah. That will hopefully be coming. Hey, Wednesday night chess from John. No, I'm just kidding. Also be some cool, lots of smart contract stuff, mechanism design. Yeah, stoked. Cool. Awesome. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, man. Okay, come on, MetaMask. Something's not happy. I've got plenty RAM. I don't know why it's being so slow. It's just MetaMask. I guess maybe it's my CPU I don't know why it's slow. Okay, I'm going to reload the page. Something's not happy. Are you still there, Mark? Okay, I'm talking to myself. Just how I like it. No, I'm kidding. I'd really like guests. So if you're listening and you find this interesting, give me a message. Okay, it should be logged in. Have I broken the website somehow? Error connecting to network. Oof. This is brand new. I think it upgraded in the background. So we can learn about the new update to MetaMask together. Not connected. Connect, please. Connect. No, come on. MetaMask, you are seriously letting me down right now. Okay, I have Chrome open. And I do have an account. I think it even has a tiny bit of ETH in it. It's changed to Rinkeby. And send a whole bunch of ETH. Yeah, very disappointing that MetaMask updated while in my stream. Yeah, one is plenty. Confirm. I've honestly never seen this error in my life. Doesn't look like it's easy to make the... Can I make this bigger? Oh, there we go. If you guys know what this error is, permission request already pending. If you guys know what the hell this is, please let me know, because I have no idea. Maybe the Gurley network shut down. Let's go back to mainnet. No. Oof. Guys, this is why it's fun working in a new frontier technology. Let's go localhost connect. So for those of you who don't know what MetaMask is, it's basically a plugin that stores your private keys, and it allows you to connect to the network with it. So it's like my bridge from here to Ethereum. Please work. Yes, it works. Whew. That would be a sad way to end the stream. Cool, so I've just sent myself some ETH. Should have come through. I can actually quit this and save on some resources. Not that I'm doing too badly. No, it's fine. Cool, so let's... Okay, I need to go to Gurley. And I need to buy one of these. Once I've bought it, Jason changed. Oof, expensive tokens. Okay, thank you, John. You set the price nice and low. I'll take him. Actually, I think it's a her. Sorry, apologies. And yeah, so let me talk you through a little bit more. What I need to work out is when I click these buttons, what actually happens. Sorry, and the validate button. So let me go through the code. Go to verify user. So I need, that's in the root provider. Okay, perfect. I think I know what's up. We're not going to make a perfect solution. I want to do this better with better routing. But for now, we're just going to try and break as little as possible. And sorry, Mark. No, I couldn't hear you. If you're still listening, I'm just reading your WhatsApp message now. Cool. So we need to basically get this data. So this changes the state in the provider. So this provides data for the application. So I change the user in the provider, and we need to then use that. Okay. I need to debug that. It used to reload the page for you automatically when you bought an animal. Anyway, so I'm going to go to my profile here. Yeah, so I've got deposit and vote. Okay, so it's working. Let's add a break because I think it looks a little bit ugly. And yeah, let's see what happens when I click it. Nothing. Okay, well, that's to be expected. So there's, if I go to that function, validate, let's go to this function, verify user, you'll see it dispatches this action, go to user verification. So if any of you are familiar with Redux, this is basically Redux. Here we go. And it checks what the current state is, and if it's connected, then it turns the non-URL state into user verification screen. So let's quickly use non-URL state. Actually, I think I've got others. Yeah, okay. So this is what we're going to use. Use non-URL state. I'm going to go over here. Right, yeah, just above this. Let non-URL state equal root provider dot use non-URL state. And we'll check what the type of this is. Okay, I've got settings where it complains if I don't use a variable. There's a very nice trick. You just do an underscore and then it ignores it. And it compiles. Okay, well, it should be compiling. Oh, I haven't saved yet. Save, and it compiles. So I want to check if I'm on user verification screen or if I'm on update deposit screen. So I'm actually just going to copy the, going to copy these two. Be careful not to go off. And over, maybe we can put it right around all of this. There we go. So there's a thing called a switch. It's reasonably similar to a switch statement in like JavaScript, but you basically switch on these options. So I'll have to close that now. Let's remove this. Okay. And switch on it. You need to make these React components. Actually, what I can just do is this. Remember React.string? I can just do that, and that should work. Throw this. And I think I've also got a setting where I've enabled exhaustive checks, which I'll explain right now. Oops. Okay, still a syntax error. Unclosed. Oof. Oof. Unclosed brackets. That's not fun. Switch. This is meant to be a catch-all. Okay, I've obviously messed up this indentation. Remove box image. Closing brackets sometimes is honestly the most difficult thing a programmer can do. Oh no, it's a different error now. Consider adding line 245. Oh, by the way, another random piece of trivia. Oh, okay, I've got it. So you need to have this as a full component. So I'm going to put this inside a fragment. So just by the way, this and this are the same thing. They are called React fragments, and they basically allow you to wrap things. Yes, there we go. And this is configured as a bug. So basically, I need to catch all the errors. This is a catch all, and it normally works, but because I'm trying to be as strict as possible, whoops. You can have errors, basically bugs, where you don't realize why you've got an error, and it's because you've forgot to match one of these cases. If that makes sense. So user. Cool. When it compiles. So this is the joy. When it compiles, normally you know it's true. So not it's true. You know that it's working correctly. And let's see. Now when I click deposit, all of this should disappear, and it should show me deposit. When I click verification, it should show me verification. Let's see if this is working. Yes, it is working. Isn't that fantastic? I think it's great. Of course, we need to do a little bit more, but we are almost there. So let's go to the user provider. So we need to go to the DApp. Oops. There we go. Okay, we're gonna have to change this soon, but let's use this for now. Let's close things that we aren't using. Well, we're definitely gonna have to edit some of this HTML. Clear non-state URL. So let's grab that too. Where's that defined? Here we go. So yeah, this is just a helper function that I made that like refreshes the state. Basically, it closes whatever you have open. Remember, this is in a provider. But these states, it's either the login screen, what's the user verification screen, or the update deposit screen. So that's what clearing that removes. It resets it back to no extra state. Okay, let's throw this down over here. By the way, I do plan to make a pull request of this, so you'll be able to see all the changes I made, and I might even make some comments on those changes, so you can really follow along if you're interested. Okay. Well, it's compiling, but I think we know it's working. This is the nice thing about programming in Reason. I feel I don't need to always check the UI. Maybe it's more difficult for you as viewers because you don't know this code base. But for me, I can actually work over here without looking at the UI for a long time because of the compiler. And typically when the compiler works, it means the code will run. It doesn't mean everything runs how it should. I could spell things wrong, or I could, put the buy component instead of the edit user component. The compiler won't tell me about that, but most other errors, it's very, very good at helping me. So, okay, update. Here we go. This is what we want. This is it. Let's throw this on the user profile. Here we go. Replace this. And then look, let's see what it's like. I noticed that all of them start with this break. So let's put the break above. Let's put the break here. I think that'll make it look decent. We might have to do some CSS also. No. Boom. Okay, this is lazy loading because it's a very big library. Guys, I think that's pretty cool, right? Let's test that. Well, I know it works, but let's test 0.005. Yeah, we should actually display what their deposit is also. I don't really have a design for what I want this page to look like if you logged in. I've got a design of what I want it to look like if someone else is looking at your profile. So I need to think about that. Yeah, this should be centered. This looks very ugly on the side. But I don't want to take too much time. I think 1 hour for a stream is perfect. So yeah. Come on. Ethereum can be a little bit slow sometimes. There we go. Okay, and it definitely shouldn't say back to view animal. So that's another thing that I don't think is difficult to change. But if not difficult at all to change. Profile, let's actually give myself a name. Jason Chrome. Save. This is quite a slow process, and I think we need to try and improve the user experience. But you log in and sign a message with your private key, and that gives you permission basically to edit your data in your 3box. So only someone who has signed this message can edit their data, which is pretty cool. Ooh, how cool is that? Well, that's done. Save that. Okay, I'm not going to verify Twitter. That's a mission. Loading 3box, saving 3box, syncing. Yeah, I should make these loaders more friendly also. I think it's quite jagged, unfortunately. Anyway, yeah, let's check on 3box. The stream is very nearly over. I'll talk through what I need to do next. Oof, I forgot the syntax for this. Does this work? Yeah, this is taking way too long, unfortunately. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's synced. Profile. Yeah, this is unfortunate. I need to look into this. Anyway, this isn't the goal of today's session. Oh, okay, it worked. I don't know why it didn't work the first time. be a little bit rude and say I think it is 3box. 3box is a very sort of complicated system. I don't necessarily think there was anything wrong in my code. I think it just takes time to reload it. If I reload this page, my data should show up. Okay, let's not get stuck on 3box. So what I was saying is for the deposit, after you finished adding your deposit, it should allow you to close it correctly. So let's just add 0.001 one more time and then I can show you properly. Yeah, so this needs to be centered, and then the text, once this finishes, needs to be fixed. So let's I can close that. I can close that. I can close that. I can close that. Okay, here we go. Update deposit. Back animal. Where back to view animal? Where the hell does it get that text from? Back to view. Ooh, transaction template. Okay, so we are going to make our first parameter on live stream to a React component. Back to view animal. So that's the close button text. Close button text. And this will be a string. Right, that makes a lot of sense. And it's complaining that it's undefined, blah, 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 it's fine. Sorry, not that it's undefined, that it's not being used, but I'm going to use it. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Sometimes I try use fancy Vim keys and it causes problems. Okay, so this is going to put errors all throughout my code. And guys, this will be the last thing I do on the stream. It's been really fun. I'll commit this, and I'll need to do a few little touch-ups that I'll do offline, and then I'll make a pull request, and you'll be able to see the details in that pull request, and I'll comment it and everything. So yeah, I hope this is useful for learning. Okay, close button text. Unused variable. Wait, I didn't save. Yeah, I do need to save. By line. That's sorry. That line 210 and equals back to view animal. Full line 19 of update price. Yeah, I was experimenting with gem type. That's an interesting topic that I hopefully I'll be able to get into soon. There we go. And let's do the same. Back to view animal. And when I save this, it'll tell me the next place. You see, it's really nice coding in Reason. How fantastic is it that I can just click through, the compiler told me exactly where to go. Line 56. Okay, actually here, this I need to change to do. Remember? Because this, oh, and that's interesting. Yeah. Whoops. Yeah, okay, I've got 2 of these because one is a deposit and one's a withdrawal. So let me remind you. There's deposit and withdrawal, and they're nested. So that's why I've nested it. I'm probably just being lazy, and there's a better way to do it. But yeah, if you guys have any suggestions, you're welcome to give me a shout out. Okay, close it. Wow, and it compiles, and I bet you the website's working. So what I do want to do is actually grab this from outside. So I want to make this an argument. Another small point, in Reason, you don't have to give the types of every argument. It actually has something called type inference. So actually, let me not put the type, just to show you how nice this language is. I'll save that. It'll complain, but I think it'll tell me it's a string. Yep. Close button. Text is a string, and I didn't even tell it that it's a string. How freaking clever is this compiler? Okay. Enough shilling Reason. Sorry. 920 update deposit. So here I do want it to, but this is in the old place. So this is the old button that I don't want to change. So it's back to view animal. Cool. But now when I save this, the compiler will tell me there's one more place I need to fix it, and it'll tell me exactly where. 262. So 262. And I can paste this here, and I will say close. Now when that transaction finishes, the text on that button will be close, which is great. The next thing I want to quickly do is actually 3-box update. Let me just look at this. So this lazy loads because this library is really big. 3-box, I don't know how many megabytes it is, but I don't want to load it into the user's browser unless they want to edit their profile. The downside is that it makes loading their profile quite slow. So maybe I can optimize that. And actually, I did say this would be the end of the stream. So thank you guys for watching. I think before this pull request is ready, I need to do a little bit of work on this, debug it. Obviously, there's something funky. And I need to, that loader that I was talking about, that loads on the side over here, I want it to load in the middle. Once I've done those 2 things, I'll make a pull request and share it with you guys. So thanks so much for joining me. That'll be the end of the stream. And next time, hopefully I'll have some more Ethereum related work and we'll do some more advanced topics. I hope this was a nice introduction. Give me feedback. Thanks.